Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to the just the incredible performances that we've been seeing, but also just the Gauntlet in general. It is Europe and North America's finest facing off here to try and climb into the last seed for the Gauntlet in both respective reasons. We're taking a look at the Europe first game, which actually had Flashpoint beating out Wolves, and now we're heading into Flashpoint versus Interlopers, which is it's going to be a tough one for Flashpoint to continue the upsets, man.
It is, but on the other hand, man, they're warmed up.
That's right.
They're feeling themselves.
That's
they're ready
true.
to go. If they're not cocky, they could really have this. So
Cocky, not confident, right?
Right. Yeah, so because Interlopers, they're coming in cold.
Right.
Sure, they know what just happened, right? They watched the games, but I don't know, man. We got to see what they can do.
That's the thing you kind of talk about, right? You know, if a team in professional sports as well kind of wins 4-0 and the other team plays a best of 7 and crushes it out, there's a certain level of momentum that gets carried into that from the best of 7 team. Even though, hey, it's a closer game, the 4-0 team probably was a little bit better, waiting for you in the championship. What does, these small best of 3 sets have to do with that? It's really just about who wins today, who wins right now, who's feeling it in this moment. And you're right, Flashpoint, they could have the advantage over Interlopers here. Stonekeep and Fish Market banned out. So, Serpent Beach, where we start?
I mean, here's the thing, man. Flashpoint played their best on Stonekeep, so just take it away, right?
Yep.
Play Serpent Beach. It fills the same role. You can start a set on it. It's even. Really just everything's going to work. You try and take the high ground, right? But that's about it. Whereas on, I don't know, right? Like, Flashpoint, they just got to go in hard, and they got to establish their dominance.
Absolutely.
They got to pick that Bomb King, man.
Yeah.
Pick that Bomb King.
Fisheko, I mean, he's playing out of his mind. Bomb King or Grok. Most likely, they're going to get 2 of those, and we'll see. As we move into the champion draft, it does seem like there are these individual distinctive sets as we come into the pro scene that each team may favor a certain champion, but against a different roster, may favor another champion. You might see the top picks change, and look at this. As I mentioned, Interlopers decide to take the Bomb King first pick. We have not, I don't know if we've ever actually seen this. Maybe not ever. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the first few ever that Bomb King has been first picked.
So they're not going to be able to pick that Bomb King.
That's right.
But they picked the Shaolin, right? He's good.
Makoa here.
He's ready to go. You could get the Makoa. I would expect that. It's been their first pick. They've been slaying on the Makoa.
Absolutely.
They're going to get the Grok or the Drogos unless it's Bomb King Grok Drogos, which it could be.
It
but it probably won't be.
Well, they might see. Here's the thing. Right now, you don't have the Makoa. I guess you want to submit the Barrack, because giving up Makoa, Barrack leaves you with Ruckus, leaves you with Torvald. Right now, with Torvald falling out, I think Barrack is a little bit more prioritized to try and, at least, because you don't have 4 great tanks, you're going to get caught out with the 2 worst ones in your eyes. It's going to force them to leave the Grok on the table, which Fisheko is honestly fine with. This is looking like a decent roster for them. Except they will not have Mudastina on the Drogos, but he could play a mean Androxus. He can play a mean Shaolin. They have a nice flavor pick here to counter whatever Interlopers bring on the table.
That's right, and it's going to be Maldamba yet again from CogCog, he's played it 2 games in a row. Why not make a third Ying for Interlopers? Of course, maybe another tank here. Ruckus, that makes a lot of sense. So the question is, Flashpoint, will they play Torvald? Will they play Fernando? Or will they solo tank Makoa, which it could be trouble up against Barrack Ruckus, right? You pull them, Ruckus dashes in, Barrack charges in, now you're out of position, but they're going to try it.
So we've seen this, dude. The 3 healer meta, right? We've seen this kind of shift for some teams. It's not been a large stay, but we have seen it happen because of the pseudo damage healing provided by the Grok and the Pip. And Pip also not even bringing the damage, it's bringing the mobility with the weightless to be able to get up to the upper rafters and get around corners. It's also bringing the ultimate, the evil mojo here, and he knows he's going to be able to get some good target damage off. Focusing lens right here for Creative's Ying on Interlopers. Unbelievable. Flux Generator. Former sub for D69 there. Fortify. Barrack for KAmyker. Spunkki, former player for Burrito, won the Paladins Invitational in January. Accelerant on the Bomb King. And Fusilad Drogos for skillganon.
On the other side, we're going to see Fisheko on Pip this time.
Wow.
So 3 different picks, 3 different games with the catalyst for the deeps. Northernberg with the recurve, dealing a little bit more damage. Faenex going to be playing that Grok, clearly flexing between the Grok and the tank. CogCog yet again on Maldamba. And it's your boy, Cloud on Makoa yet again. and if he had his druthers, probably every game until his team wins or is eliminated.
Absolutely. And spunkki here, I haven't seen him play the Bomb King, but he's going to go aggressive here. Throw a King Bomb. This is exactly what you want to do. You're going to have to force him away, and he's gotten them to scatter, and now he's isolated the Makoa, who's just pulled the Dragon, but they've largely got no damage off of it. It will be moot, and it will be spunkki still alive. All of the members of Interlopers and Flashpoint still alive, but 36% so far for Interlopers.
Yeah, I mean, Interlopers have just been able to get on the point, and while Flashpoint has control of the high ground, they're not able to spread out that control, get a bunch of different angles. Lots of damage coming on the Grok, long range from the Bomb King, and now Northernberg, I mean, we really need to see a huge planet here, and he's just not hitting the shots of it. He didn't deal damage to anyone there. He hit shields or he missed.
Northernberg just largely getting focused out by the Drogos, and already a Dragon Punch? Are you kidding me? This is so fast. He's trying to find the Shaolin. He will. 3 kills fall. spunkki with a double. Creative. spunkki with a triple here on the CogCog Cephacloud. Oh, man, and Fisheko on the pip, and spunkki showing that he could play the king.
Well, what happened there, right? Flashpoint jumped in all of them because it was either jump in and die or just lose the point, right? Easy decision. The problem was their Shaolin was, he was alone. He was running from the Dragon's Punch. He needed to just go in with his team and die with his team. But now it's going to get pulled. The payload card's starting to move it. It's already pretty far, right? 2 minutes left, but I think Interlopers are in a good spot. And if they get this first round 2-0, man, it's going to be a tough comeback.
It's going to be very, very hard. That means on the defense next round, even if they lose it, they could go up 3-1, just stopping this payload from being pushed. So they're going to have to make work here of Interloper. Skillganon, though, in the back line, looking a lot like Northernberg last game. Kind of free firing, not a lot of pressure onto him. Largely, Flashpoint are just sitting back and content to do so, and they have found 2 kills off of it. Don't blame them there. spunkki and KAmyker fall. Nice try in the air from Northernberg, but will not connect to the skies, and they look to largely hold here. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Interlopers stopped in their tracks.
But by my count, right, Cephacloud, who plays a fantastic Makoa, is 1 for 4 on the hooks into kills, right? He's had some hooks that would have been good, but his team wasn't in position, or Interlopers was able to follow up. Right, exactly. So Flashpoint, man, they got to really make sure they confirm those kills. They have some room to defend, but pushing back in, it's the Interlopers with that double tank.
Do you think they can get it here? There's a minute left. They've got ultimates on the board. They've got the King Bomb. They've got the Hex of Fire, but still, they've got the Evil Mojo, the Heat Haze, and the Tempest on the side of Flashpoint. This is, I don't know, man. This is close.
If I get this kill, I think I call for ults, right? The Shaolin will go down, and here's the Fury. They're rushing forward. Flashpoint trying to defend, and it looks like they're going to hold, but they used ultimates for it, right?
Nice stun, though. Unbelievable. CogCog just showing off there with the increased 60% movement speed from Tempest. Gonna just rework that and do a fadeaway shot with the Snake, and that will largely secure it. So all it needed was Evil Mojo and the Tempest, and they were able to just scare away Interlopers right now. 25 seconds left. You start to get into the conversation now. Do we wait? Do we push? Do we give them some more credits and some kills? Or do we just kind of wait till next round?
I think at this point you're looking for the wait, unless you can find a really juicy pick, and you know, maybe it could happen to the Makoa falls. He's not going to, though. It's actually a pull onto the Rocket's head.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that Goblin died fast. I don't think he even had a chance to activate emitter.
Oh, nice Poppy Bomb though by spunkki. He's gonna put Makoa largely out of position, and now he will be going down. spunkki finds a kill out of nowhere off of a great Poppy Bomb, just throwing it behind him. And you gotta watch out if he does it once. Okay, but if he does it twice, then you got to be ready for that one here. No resilience is picked up yet, though. Let's take a look at the items as they come through here for the second round, Cred.
Yeah, the big thing that I'm seeing is the Haven, right? So clearly we've got a team, Interlopers, they're worried about the Makoa, and they're worried about the Shaolin, right? Because Grok, the majority of his damage with Shock Pulse, that's going to be AoE.
That's
Fisheko
right.
is pretty much entirely AoE. So I think they're just trying to make sure that Northernberg can't get those kills, right? Because what's going to happen after you get plucked? Shaolin and Makoa, those are the primary damage threats.
Right.
I like the Haven against that combination, especially doubling it up on skillganon, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, after the pluck, they don't have like a Torvald or a Tyra to pick on, right? Who have to just run. The Explosive Flask is largely good for those lack of mobile gap closers that teams can't have on certain champions, but everyone on the side of Interlopers has a quick escape. They have a quick get out of dodge tool, get out of that immediate area. And that is what I think is important about maybe the pip not having as much interaction with the pluck combos and more so just relying on this ultimate here. A Dragon Punch does come out. explodes. skillganon finds a kill onto Cloud. Northernberg now wanting to get a little bit of revenge. Will Slay creative, so healer goes down. 66% still for Interlopers.
That's right, but coming around the backside, it's Flashpoint. They got a group of 3, but they're getting rain damage on by Drogos, who just sneaks around behind them. 2 left standing, but it's the healers. Rock can do damage. He wants the AoE damage, man. He doesn't want to fight a 1v1 against Drogos. That's not what he is good at.
skillganon just getting a double kill out of nowhere, completely outplaying. 3 kills for skillganon. Salvo, make it 2-4 in the round here. 99% for Interlopers. skillganon largely outplaying his competitors, and Interlopers proving that they want to elope on to the land coming up very, very soon. They're playing lights out.
And we still got 2 ultimates on the board, just not used during the capture point. They went with 5, they left with 2. I want to see him soon, right? You got 2 minutes to build that back up. So look for the opportunity. Find the King Bong, find the Hex of Fire. Make sure you're using these ultimates, or you might as well not have them.
That's right. You gotta basically use it or lose it, as we've heard said in popular culture and folklore. It feels at this point. King Bop ready to go, but spunkki trying to find the left basic attack. He literally is so close to hitting Cloud, but misses every single shot around the corner. But the Grumpy Bomb will force him away. Nice jump up to help the fight, and now Fisheko goes
1, 2,
down.
3.
spunkki just surprising him. Nobody thought he was going to go there. Dealing with Cloud, spunkki gets 2, and this is 3-1 for Interlopers off a great rotation by spunkki, just changing things up and taking down Fisheko quickly.
All right, never mind. Shut up, Kret, right? Because here's the thing.
Yeah, shut up, Kret.
If you have the 2 ultimates and you're like, all right, so we want to use them for this fight, right?
Sure.
The only situation in which using them isn't the best decision is if you push anyway immediately,
right,
and then you have the ultimates up for the next fight.
Absolutely.
That was just... What went wrong? Because something had to go wrong
It was a lack of understanding. You know, you get baited. Fisheko got baited into taking a fight up top, but didn't realize that spunkki was that available to rotate. He thought he was dealing with the Makoa, and largely was. And so they were probably calling it out, but spunkki with a quick accelerate use of that legendary to just get that extra mobility, that extra air boost, was able to just turn a 1v1 into a 2v1, and that just shifted everything. spunkki now with the hot King Bomb is gonna miss. Go to the backside, that's perfect. But the slither, the immunity from Maldamba's movement skill means that he uses it at the perfect time, and CogCog stays dead for now. But skillganon, wow, miss there. But he will help his team to continue pushing forward. Fisheko and Cloud just trying to hide. Not going to do anything yet.
I've never seen someone get so outplayed and then win the fight anyway, right? Because, like, spunkki, man, that was awesome from CogCog. He just said, no, I know exactly what you're doing. I know where you're coming from, and I'm just gonna wreck you.
Well, I'm surprised spunkki did it so fast. He went straight for CogCog, tried to get the healer out, but knowing that Maldamba has one of the only skills, well, Grok as well on this team, that could just immune your ultimate, means it's very, very difficult to actually focus on him as your primary target. The Makoa was still there. There was a lot of other stuff to kind of go in on, but he just decided to go for the one target that ended up escaping his wrath. Yet it did work out for Interlopers. Largely 87% on the point for them.
This could be it, right? You gotta go in if you're Flashpoint. There's the Dread Serpent to start the fight. Ruckus, he's doing the damage. Drop the Dome Shield, and now you're on the point. Someone has to go inside. Someone has to take the flamethrower damage, because if they don't, they're gonna lose. But everyone was dead. 3 dead. I think it was like a healer alive. You're not gonna go in there. It was just solid point domination at the end there. And really, it looked like an even game until the 3rd capture point.
Absolutely.
And then it was just push, win, all right, we're good.
Absolutely.
Second capture.
No, you're right. I mean, sometimes teams start to separate themselves. They feel the rhythm. And it did feel like Interlopers carried some of the momentum from the last game into this one. But as soon as, Flashpoint carried that momentum. But as soon as Interlopers picked up on it, they got their mojo flowing. They were able to come back in spades and really just dominate this game from here on. And now put themselves in a position to be 1 game away from actually winning the Gauntlet here.
So here's the thing for me that I'm seeing that isn't working out for Flashpoint, right? You got Fisheko, he's killing it. 57,000 damage on Pip. That is astonishing up against a Drogos and a Bomb King that won the game.
Sure.
And only did like 8,000 more. But where's Faenex and Northernberg, right? Like they're not putting out the same damage numbers as Fisheko, so it's imbalanced. And either Fisheko, he can't get shut down, and he's got to play well. And if he doesn't do those teams, unless his other players step up, they're not going to win this game.
Well, the Pip third, the 3 meta, it's not really supposed to work, right? I mean, the 3 healers aren't really supposed to work with this objective type of game. You get 2 countered by Cauterize, but sometimes a team can pull it off. It was a risk picking Pip last, and Fisheko made the Pip work, but they didn't have enough of a lineup to really deal with spunkki consistently. They didn't have enough of a lineup. I would have much rather, I think, seen an Androxus come out here to really get the flank, to apply the pressure to skillganon in the air with the hit scan shots and keep up with them, to spunkki to be a harder shot, a harder target to hit while he's mobile. I just think I would have rather seen a little bit more of a flank, a true flank come out, rather than simply just
that or the double tank, right? Like
exactly, or the more sustain
on Fernando or something, right? Then you got Fisheko, you put him on the Grok, he can go fight in the front because Grok really does like to be forward. He likes to be in the fight, dealing damage, standing right behind his tanks. Like he's like midline.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's not all the way back with the Shaolin, and in the middle dealing that damage. Didn't really work out though. I mean, this
is largely a possible, discussion around did they have enough tools, right?
Look at this, right? Point time, Makoa 24, Bomb King 24, right? Like they were just never on the point to begin with.
Well, that's what Bomb King brings. I mean, he was the first pick for them. Obviously, EU prioritizing Bomb King in this meta right now. With 24 objective time for the Makoa only, it largely means that the Barrack, the Ying, already a strong combo, but put a flux generator on top of that, making it 60% harder to kill all of those turrets and all of the King's men who are standing there on the objective. It just made for an incredibly good duo, and with only a Makoa and 3 healers, they just didn't have enough to stay in that fight without getting poked out by the BK. Jaguar Falls will be the second map, and again, we see this kind of first win for a very tanky composition, Kret, and then we move into Jaguar Falls, which is the king map for tanky compositions.
Yeah, they're just, we're just big, beefy dudes standing in a tiny room.
We just came from the gym.
That's right.
Just took some G Fuel.
El Chapo takes some G Fuel, comes from the gym, and he's standing in a very small room.
Yeah.
And you got to try and get past him. How are you going to do it? He's too strong.
It's like 2 of them, and then I don't know. Who's Ying? Who would be Ying in this situation?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, try Craigslist, whatever. But Jaguar Falls,
hiring.
Man, Flashpoint, they gotta play their game. They gotta go for the double tanks. They gotta get the Makoa early, and I think they need Fisheko on that beefy damage dealer, dealing a ton of damage. Because really, what do you do against that double tank? You try and hold, you get the late game, and then if you got Makoa, now you've got a secondary option. Because last game, Makoa was just the pull bot.
I agree.
And they didn't get enough off of that.
I agree. Moving into the champion draft, it is all up to Flashpoint to change things around here. Interlopers and the advantage. They've got the 1-0 leading, and that just means that their teams, their counterpart in this game has to respond. And quite a lot on the shoulders of Flashpoint. They will take the Makoa still. Cepha Cloud, very comfortable with that. Also scares me a little bit because I think that's been the only front line, at least, that we've seen him on. And I'm not sure if they just don't have the ability to play anybody else or just prioritizing Makoa that much.
I mean, they only got to win 2 games, right? So if it's working, you don't need to change it. Maybe he can only play Makoa. Maybe it's just maybe it's a religious belief, right? And he only plays Makoa.
He only plays the turtles, dude.
But it doesn't matter as long as he gets him in this game and the next game, assuming they win this one. But Barrack and Bomb King from Interlopers can deal a lot of damage. I want to see the Drogo's Grok again, man. That worked.
Yeah, the Drogo's Grok could be good.
Or the Ruckus.
I think part of it is, too, not just, nice pick, not just the Drogos, it's the Northernberg Drogos. He had a lot of success on that champion, and moving into the Shaolin was a little weird. Didn't really feel like he made it. He was 6-6 in terms of eliminations and deaths. So now, back on this champ, following up with the Fusillade onto the hooks. This is something he's already done before, but they won't have Fishko's Grok to deal with it, and they will not have the Ying as well for their healer. So largely, probably a Maldamba, and I think they need a little bit more damage here, man. I think they might go for a flanker here, possibly.
Yeah, who's the guy you would pick to 1v1 Bomb King? I'm not really sure, but if someone knows the answer to that question, maybe it's Pip.
Well, they grabbed the flanker. All right, so it doesn't seem like this last pick is coming through quite yet.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
What's it gonna be, right?
Well, why?
You got
what's
the
going
front line.
No one escapes the law. You alright? Time to get to work.
Well, it looks like Lex will be chosen for the first time in competitive history here for our Hi-Rez sponsored esports, and that is the new champion to have entered the realm. We have a brand new teaser video that you just saw there for him. You can check that out. I actually reacted to that video because, you know, Pip and Lex, now they're fighting against each other. They were friends in the video.
It's like a soap opera.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening. Lovers quarrel? Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's see. So, Interlopers, man, picking that Lex, and he does big damage with big guns, right? He's got that combat slide to move around. I can't wait to see what this champion is going to do for the Interlopers. But let's take a look at Flashpoint. They got to win this match or they're gone. Northernberg, he's playing the Drogos, right? And we saw some big play on him in Combustible, focusing on the fire split. Break up that death ball. Catalyst from Fisheko, yet again, AoE, break up the death ball. CogCog, he's going to be healing his tanks with Spirits Chosen. Faenex with the flush generator to be tanky, and Cephalic Cloud, always with that pluck. He's doing so much damage.
Creatives will find himself on Rain Day with Death Hastens there. KAmyker will find Maelstrom, Shock Pulse on Grok. Skillganon, Yin going for the focusing lens. Accelerant for Spunkki, and Unbelievable on Fortify there. So Creatives just trying to basically use his Death Hastens to poke out and get his enemies down. He's got the reveal though, and who is his target first? Oh my god. Is this a match made in heaven? It is Pip! First blood goes for CogCog, and there is something fishy to this story here. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Already hitting long range. Death Hastens though, gets saved by the wall, and here's Pip. He's trying to chase down. This is the battle we've been waiting for. This is the battle of the ages.
Amazing positioning coming out there from that Lex. Really, he's just sneaking around the side, getting those flank attacks. And then the way he's moving in and out of these rooms, he just needs one shot. He needs one moment. That's all he has to see to get that damage, whereas Pip, that projectile has to travel. And now Interlopers, they've got the point locked down. Nobody's moving in. Flashpoint, they can't find a way in. They're all in this room.
This is incredible.
Behind him, it's Lex, and he's doing a lot of damage.
He just sees vision. He's got vision almost on everyone because of the fact that he knows where Pip is. He knows the healer is going to be near his team. He's going to be near at least one or two. Pip versus Lex. Right click though. Oh, and he's going to stay alive. Gets to the Grok totem. Yet again, none of them have fallen. The best of friends. But Pip will turn his hand away and slay his savior and turn everyone else into chickens as well. 99% for Interlopers, but Flashpoint trying to make a comeback. They just largely will be unable to here with only the Drogos alive.
Yo, shoutouts to the Twitch Grumpy Bomb, by the way. Love that he's rocking that one. And Interlopers already up 1-0. Nice quick cap. They lost the Lex, but he's at 95%. And that ultimate, man, if you are below 65% health and you are visible, not behind a shield, you're dead. That's it. It's over.
Flashpoint doesn't count for personal shields. And Flashpoint will largely have to rely on the Makoa shield, which is so easy to tell if that's up or not. He's not going to get baited like a Fernando shield there. And Creative still staying alive. One of the benefits of having a guy like Creatives on your team is he can go and play Ying one game and do incredibly well, keep top healing for your team, and then he can put him on Lex and have him go and stun out as well. This guy is talented. You got to keep an eye out for him. Hits one, looking for the execute. Misses it. Takes the gamble and loses, but Drogo still goes down.
That's right, and now he's just trying to do that damage to the Makoa. You know, one of the things that Lex has to be careful about, he cannot use his movement ability in the air.
Right.
So Bomb King with that Poppy Bomb, you just knock him in the air. He's got no options. Has to be very careful around the edges of the map because he can just go flying with nothing to do. But it's the King Bomb rolling through,
good kill.
Finding a kill on the Cephalic Cloud, and Interlopers are going to push successfully off of that. There was only one tank on the point. You burst him down with 3,000 damage. No one can even get there in time.
So instead of taking a look at the items here, let's take a look at Lex and let's look at his loadout. Let's see what Creatives is running for this champion, and I think I saw it. And it will be there. 20% movement speed, so Condition 4 and Fortitude 4, his main picks. And I love the Fortitude 4 because for me, what I'm finding is that just using the right click, even when I'm in or out of combat, it's just 600 health back. I don't care if I'm fighting or not. I could be running away. I'll right click into space, and I go from 800 health to 1400 health. That could be a huge difference maker. The Fortitude 4, I'm thinking almost just a must-have here on Lex. And going for the commencement too.
I think I've seen him use Pursuit once. I mean, maybe that card did save him, but
he did it twice, and once was actually to use for the health.
I actually like Condition a little more just because Lex is already very quick, that's going to make him even faster, man. But now he's dealing damage to Makoa just right in the face. He doesn't care. Gets pulled back in, though. Creative's going too deep, too fast, with no support to help him out. And now KAmyker trying to get that damage on the Grok, but he overheats. A critical mistake that I'm going to say shouldn't really happen in pro play.
Yeah, and you know, again, too, talking about just Lex falling down there, the conditioned and the commencement, right? Actually, it's not commencement. It was conditioned and I think it was conditioned. Giving that 20% movement speed, you can't counter that, really, except with a slow and ability, right? You can't just counter it with an item like Cauterize, which could counter the Pursuit 4's healing, which can be very, very difficult if he's counting on that in a fight and he doesn't actually get the sustain. But all of a sudden, man, Flashpoint, they take down the Lex, they get a great pick. Cloud off the back of Northernberg's damage as well. Capture this objective yet again.
And the thing about Lex is he definitely is a flank, right? He can do so much damage from up close if he gets behind you, but he's got to do it the old-fashioned way. He's got to walk around behind you, and Creatives just couldn't find that angle. And now Peric, he's in so much trouble, right? Just getting knocked around, takes 3 rockets, taken down by a pluck as he tries to run to safety. So I don't know, man. It's pretty tough for Interlopers here. They could see the push turned against them.
Combustible here, used by Northernberg, and he's just doing so much damage. And talk about vision from Lex. That Combustible gives Drogo's vision as the damage ticks on, and he's going to hit 2 members there. He's actually going to get a kill on the skillganon, but he will fall thanks to Spunkki's bomb. But look at that pluck from Makoa. Rampage for Cloud. There's no doubt in my mind that his 9 streak is a direct cause and relation effect to they're almost pushing this to 2-2 and tying things up.
Yeah, I mean, this Makoa is absolutely destroying, and now the Dread Serpent is ready. You got to use it at the right time, though. You got to know that there's going to be follow-up, and actually a lot of ults from Flashpoint. They could really combo them here and try and get the Interlopers. They've got a minute.
Nice stun.
So it might be worth the shot. Let's see what CogCog and the rest of his team can do, but they're looking for the opportunity to push in, and this is critical. They have to get into the point first before they can use all their ultimates.
CogCog is playing out of his mind here on this Moldava. He's getting long-range stuns, keeping them healing up, and can we see the healing numbers as well when we get a chance? He's just, I think he's doing quite well. Look at that, 53,000 healing, man. Twice over Ying right now. This is just nuts keeping up with this Moldava. He's playing lights out, and largely a reason for Cloud's success.
Dude, Cloud and CogCog, right? They've only played 1 character so far today, but they don't need to play anything else. It's fine. It's working. Now the Dread Serpent, he does have an angle. Could use it here. 30 seconds, but no Flashpoint. They're not committing. They're not going in just yet. And nice heal from the Pip to keep his teammate up. Now pulled into dangerous Creatives. There's the Dread Serpent. That's how you start a fight.
Oh, double kill as Creatives falls down. He will go down to his grave, but he'll take 2 with him, and largely that's going to help Interlopers to stay this off. What an execute, and wow, what a gamble there by Interlopers. Creatives could have just left empty-handed if he felt falling off the cliff a little faster, but it ends up paying off, and they will go 3-1 up as a result of that defense point and being 2-1 up before.
Man, if his finger was just a little bit slower, right? Maybe he drops behind the wall and that execute just hits the wall.
Dude,
but
seriously.
It was just the right time. That was the only thing he could have done there, but it was perfect. 2 kills and you're good. Interlopers up 3-1. If they get this next point, they win the game.
Yep.
And they move to the Paladins Masters. If they lose this next point, they still got, you know, a few more tries.
That's right.
They're ready. They're in a good spot. Lex is looking good so far, man, but he's got to find the angle.
And remember, he doesn't have his ultimate here going into this round, but what he does have is that vision. How impactful will Creative's vision be for his team as they move forward? Knowing that discovery, the retribution, is going to give him probably a sight on not only the Makoa, but the CogCog Moldava when he needs to be. Dome shield out real early in the fight, and there's a Hexafire just on the point. Faenex standing there saying, come at me, but Creatives finds Northernberg and sliding down with commencement. Oh, and Death Hastens, he is going to do damage here, but he's going to get out before damage can be done to him. Not going to use Pursuit quite yet, and in fact, if I was going to use it, I might use it right here, especially with the Ruckus coming out. Gets 1 shot, 2 shots. He's got to get his health back up, but he's on a 2 streak here, and he spots Cloud out, but he does not, I don't think he spots the Pip, kind of pursuing him.
Dude, Pip has just been chasing him this whole time, but he can't find Lex because of that condition. He's moving so quick, but it doesn't matter, because here's the thing. Lex was going round and round the capture point. He was doing damage the whole time, but he couldn't get kills, and he didn't touch the point, so it's just all the way up to 99 and 100. Flashpoint taking the 2nd payload in a row. They're staying in this game.
Yo, this is nuts right here. Flashpoint turning heads right now. And Interlopers scratching their own, trying to figure out what they need to do to change things up. This is 2 point fights they've lost in a row, and largely off the back of a really good Hexafire and maybe a Dome Shield a little too early coming out from the barrack. So in the back line, Combustible will hit, looks like 4 people, and give him a reset there. The salvo. Oh, Northernberg gets 2 there. He's going to hit the last fire spit onto a shield, but those Wrecker 3s will make sure that that looks completely inadequate to deal with this threat. And man, oh man, we are almost here. A fire spit could be huge. It is. This could mean that Flashpoint are able to tie things up with Interlopers if Northernberg stays doing what he's doing.
But round the back of this fight, the Bomb King, he's been under fire, but did so much. Spunkki stayed alive for so long, and while Northernberg is uncontested, man, I don't know, right? Interlopers are starting to respawn. They just got to get damage in the right places. Specifically Northernberg. He's doing so much. The pale card is so close.
I can't believe it.
3-3.
They've tied this up. They are this close to sending this into a game 3. Flashpoint have done what most considered unthinkable going into this round, and coming back from a 3-1 deficit against Interlopers. They have beaten the first game and beaten the 4th seed Wolves. They are right now tied, fighting for their life with the 3rd seed Interlopers. Can they do it, Kret? And how can they do it?
I mean, I think they can, man, because they didn't even use ults there. And now if you look at the count, 1, 2, 3, hell, let's call it 4, 93% for Ruckus. That's like half a second of shooting, right? Interlopers just have Tempest. That's it. Like, Tempest is very good in the situation where you want to use it, right?
Absolutely.
When you're running forward, you need a little bit of healing, you need a little bit of move speed. If you're not in that situation, it can be one of the weaker ultimates, man. But coming around the side creatives, this is what he needs, and that kill is going to be huge to start the fight.
Huge zone right there, and then the creative's able to just pick people off. But will he go down? Plug gonna try and find him here, retreats to his teammates, and now Interlopers have done the right thing. They've gone on to the objective, but double kill for Northernberg. Can he find another one? He's largely been the difference maker, and he's still got the Dragon Punch. He goes in after getting a healing potion from Fisheko. It's time for Drogos to make it count, and he will. He's gonna slay Unbelievable. That's full value coming out from that ult. He's gonna look to find another one, and now the zone is here for Interlopers. They are 54%. They are 40% away from putting this into a game 3.
And Interlopers, they just can't get in. Creatives, man, he's doing a fair amount of damage, but he's around the side. He's getting jumped over and over, and he just can't find a way in. Now Barrack, he's so bad when he has to run towards the point like that. Interlopers have a bunch of people, but it's just not shooting gallery for Ruckus.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna take it through to a game 3. It looks like the entire team of Interlopers have been wiped, and Point Esports do the unthinkable and make this a full best-of-3 set here, going into the final game in just a second. My God, how did they do it? I'm surprised. It just felt like that was such a sleeper win.
Last game, Northernberg played Shaolin, right? The Northernberg Shaolin, and I wasn't feeling it. This game he plays Drogos. He's a different player entirely. That 80K was so instrumental, and Fisheko didn't have to do it alone.
Yeah, that was the difference. That right there, that one pick, Northernberg on the Drogos, him and the Shaolin, day and night difference. So here's the question. Interlopers, having seen that, prioritizing the Bomb King so much, they're going to either have to prioritize the Drogos early or prioritize the Makoa. I feel like the Makoa.
Take them both.
You think they take 2?
I think.
What do you do next draft?
I think you give Seven-Cloud the Makoa.
Okay.
You don't know what else he plays. Maybe he's really good at Torvald or something, right? Like maybe he's got another pick. Makoa's his #1, but he's got a #2 that he's really confident in. You don't know. But don't take that gamble, man. Just, they pick Makoa, they're going to pick it first. They will.
Right.
I mean, they have every game so far, right? It's a safe assumption.
Well,
then you take the Bomb King Drogos.
Let's go ahead and see what map we will be playing on.
Let's take a look. It's going to be the third game, first game 3 of the day. Frozen Guard, known for those long ranges, because you got the, like, bunker of safety.
Exactly.
And then you got the point.
Right.
And between it, no man's land.
No man's land.
It's rough, man. You got to get across it, so take to the skies with the Drogos or the Bomb King. Hell, he's got the mobility for it, right?
Well, you need somebody to keep the law in no man's land. So maybe we might see a little bit of, if my pun is worthy of an actual pick in this, final game, then we might see some Lex. Otherwise,
if we ask very nicely.
Okay, so the Bomb King, already prioritized. Right now, Flashpoint, I think Makoa Drogos.
Yeah,
Makoa Drogos, 100%.
I'm feeling it. I'm not going to say 100%.
But I think... I'm saying 100%. I think that's what you do.
Oh, all right. You got it. You got it. All right.
Okay, now I think Interlopers, they got to follow up. Do
you take the Maldamba?
I think they do, but I don't know if they take it here. If they don't take it here, they're going to give it up. So that's my question.
I would take it away just to take it away, right? Like,
you got to get your tank here, man. You got to get your tank.
Oh, true.
They need Barrack. They need Barrack or their other favorite tank. Otherwise, I think they give Flashpoint too much of an opportunity to really counter.
Do you think they would go triple tank?
Okay, the Grok makes sense. I
see the Grok. I still would have liked to see the Maldamba taken away, force CogCog onto a number 2, right? I feel like Maldamba is such a specific skill set. You force someone on something else, they're not going to play at the same level unless they really are that world-class player, which, hey, maybe he is. He's playing fantastically so far. There's the Ruckus.
That makes sense to me.
So that's the 1-2 tank for Flashpoint. That's what they want.
You get Damba here.
Yeah.
They may give it up, but I think you
could.
Yeah, you give it up.
Okay, yeah, so they just want a last pick for Fisheko is what they're doing, right? They know it's not going to be Grok, Sheldon, or Bomb King. It could be Pip again. I mean...
I wouldn't go for the Pip. I really wouldn't. I don't know. We'll see what they have to come in. Interlopers right now, the squad could go either way. They're probably going to see Barrack Ying. That would be my guess, because that's the best solo 1-2 combo if you're just going to go for a solo tank.
I don't think you're going to go the solo heal Grok, right? Like, that probably wouldn't be what you see.
This draft is really questionable, man. I think for Interlopers, if spunkki doesn't have a lights-out game on Bomb King, this is tough.
They got a lot of damage, though, and they got the double deployables, right? So there's a lot of just stuff in the way that you have to deal with. There's the Pip. I mean, it really seems like Fisheko, he's got his set things that he likes. Yeah. He's got the Bomb King.
That's fine.
And you got the Grok, and you got the Pip.
I don't know, man. What do you think? What are you feeling? Give me your guess. Who do you think wins this one? Who do you think takes it home?
I think Flashpoint has the AoE damage to deal with all those deployables. Get past them, reduce the healing of Yang, reduce the damage of Barrack, and then you've got like half a character. But here's Creatives playing the Shaolin with Recurve, KAmyker with Maelstrom, Grok as we would expect, Barrack fortifying in the front line, played by Unbelievable. Spunkki on Bomb King with Accelerant, 3 games in a row, and skillganon this time on Focusing Lens. It's so 2 Ying players on this team.
Yep, exactly. Northernberg here for the side of Flashpoint on Wormjet Drogos. No Fusillade or Combustible. Really interesting there. Fisheko here with Catalyst, Pip, Spirits Chosen for Maldamba. Extra healing there. Faenex is going to have Flux generate Repulsor Field and Pluck for Makoa. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard just in case any slight last-minute changes occur. Doesn't look like they will. So this will be where they head off. These are the legendary selected for battle. We're ready to go here. It is the last game. Flashpoint versus Interlopers. Anybody can do it. Salvo's primed. He's not going to hit any of those. Wow.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really the angle you want, but on the point already is Flashpoint, and they bought this entrance on the point with double master riding on their front lines. That's going to make sure that Barrack can't get there first, which is really what he tries to do.
Yep.
Makoa in a bit of trouble, but he's starting to get healed up, and this Shaolin from Creatives, man, he's just hammering those shields.
I love the 18% of the point, then back up. You don't lose anyone yet. First blood to Northernberg. Spunkki made the mistake, and now it is largely the opportunity for Flashpoints to push in. They're only tied on the point, and so now they might be able to snowball this as well. But look at that, Creatives. You can never count this man out. He does take down Northernberg, but gets taken out in the process, and it still gives an advantage here to Flashpoint on the point, and that means they will have the objective locked down for now. Spunkki's going to have to throw in a Grumpy Bomb. Do they see him? They don't see him quite yet. Ruckus is exposed here, but Fisheko goes up to deal with them. The stun comes through. Oh, he will go down.
Yeah, no real burst healing there to help him out. There's a nice burst. Keep the Maldamba alive, but not for long enough. It's skillganon picking up 2 kills because Ying, with that focusing lens, if you hit all the shots, man, it's a pretty nice burst of damage.
But both of these teams, 69 to 69. It's a dream score here. It's a dream tie, but it will give Point Esports maybe one chance to peek in, but 96% could spell something different. They may decide to give this one up, and Flashpoint lose their first out of 4 point objectives and actually go down here. They will be on the defense moving forward. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. And Creatives making a big difference here on the Shaolin, taking down Northernberg early in that fight.
Yeah, doing a fair bit of damage, and here's the Grok to do even more, though the shield's going to slow that down. Makoa's shield really is not particularly tanky and won't last that long in the high-level games. That's a nice shock pulse, though. It's going to slow things down, come right back out, and this is what you expect from the Grok. So much damage, slow people down, slow the retreat, and then pick up a kill, but skillganon is going to fall as Ying gets critically out of position, which is a character that, I mean, she's one of the least dying characters, right? She's so
really
safe.
Yeah.
You got to be careful, though. You can get too cocky.
spunkki doing some nice peeking there as well. Doesn't find, actually does smell out Fisheko on the backside. spunkki just wants to go in and have a fight himself with the Pip and take it up with what he did to his lawman buddy last round. The King Bomb is ready, and so is the Evil Mojo. Minute 28 seconds left. Fisheko can't follow up because Zephyrcloud misses the hook, but they've got the healing potion in case, and he will use it on he and his friend.
Yeah, now moving forward is spunkki, but Accelerant, right? Fantastic, legendary, not good in this exact situation because there's nowhere to fly to, right? The airs are, the skies are closed. You got to go through a building or go under a tunnel. So this is going to be fairly difficult for Interlopers to get the position they want. Barrack's starting to set up in the front line. That Fire Spit doesn't find the damage it needs, but Northernberg, he's still slaying. He's got the Dragon's Fury if he wants to use it. And now round the side, it is the Grok. He's pretty tanky and is starting to get an angle on the opposition.
And again, Wormjet's Larva going to be so much more impactful when he's able to be on the point. Great mid-air Fire Spit by Northernberg. Cannot believe he's even alive here, but spunkki will hunt him down. The King will throw down the bomb, and there is the Pip. They called him for the ult, but he's not going to find much. He will find one, but he will go down thanks to spunkki yet again, and Zephyrcloud will fall as well. And the Pip doesn't seem to be paying off for Fisheko. It might be for his personal stats, but the team just not having the same synergy as when he's either on that Grok or that Bomb King. And 17 seconds left. This is going to come down to the wire. The respawn advantage is in favor of Flashpoint.
Yeah, but nobody's dying from Interlopers. You got one down so far. And look, Interlopers, full health the whole time. A Ying ult keeping them up.
Wow.
They still got a little bit more with the Tempest. They still got the King Bomb, but they're not going to need it. Nobody got close to dying. 100% health for the past 15 seconds, and they're going to capture the point, rightly so.
10 streak for spunkki, who has been playing out of his mind. You know, Cred, I had the chance to ask you who you thought was gonna win, and my honest thought was that I liked the draft of the champions for Flashpoint a little bit more, but I think Interlopers right now, they've got two subs who have played at the highest level. They fought in the finals of the Paladins Invitational. They've got buddies and friends who are already guaranteed in the 1-2 spots here in Europe and Burrito and D69. They want to be back here more than anyone, and it is going to be a big hill to climb for Flashpoints to get over that hump, which is that determination they're bringing to the table.
No, I also want to say real quick, Barrack, I love the Master Riding just to get forward on the point. Skillganon and KAmyker having it too, equalizing with Flashpoint's team, and that's going to help Barrack get position because he's so bad at moving forward, but he's so good at standing still. Skillganon immediately back to safety. That's the power of Ying. It's so hard to get caught out of position.
Focusing lens as well. Lots of damage, it looks like. Oh, but a good stun! spunkki smells blood in the water, and he will take down Fisheko. And now he's going for the flank as well. Flank Bomb King coming through. CogCog, you're just going to slither your way over to him, but CogCog says, no, I know what I'm doing, Rain Day. Let me take down this Bomb King myself. I'll stop healing for a second, but meanwhile, Flashpoint have lost the point objective. They have not been able to stop this onslaught, and the poke has been too strong from Interlopers.
Yeah, now KAmyker, man, he's just doing a ton of damage with the shock pulse. If he knows the angle you're going at, he's going to make it real hard to push forward because you're slowed the whole time. Now Faenex is going to fall on the point. Pip, he's caught in a 1v1, and sure, he wins, but he wasn't there to help his team out. They've all been killed, and that's an excellent sacrifice for KAmyker just to keep the enemy carry off of the team fight. 99% into the cap, 3-0, but Flashpoint had brought it back before. You
know, it's an early hook, and he finds it onto Ying. Zephyrcloud, that whole point fight starts, and skillganon just uses the dimensional link, and that was their opportunity. I think Zephyrcloud needs to find Shaolin here. He needs to find a Grok, maybe even the Bomb King, right? Burst him down, get him out of the fight for the next 10 seconds while he heals up. The Ying just too easy to just dimensional link and just go back to doing exactly what she's been doing, and you've wasted, you know, 7 seconds where you're able to really get a pick.
But here's the angle for the shock pulse, right? Gonna find it on those tanks.
Missed hook again.
Oh, never mind, he missed. And now it's gonna be a little bit slowed down for Interlopers. And there's actually the solo Dread Serpent on a Bomb King. They don't get anything off of that. That could be a critical mistake in not having that ultimate moving forward. And now you see Interlopers like, yo, that ult's down, let's just push.
To me, this sounds like maybe the team's losing their head, maybe getting a little frustrated here. Body blocking thanks to the Ying clones. Oh my god, look at this body block coming out. skillganon almost does the unthinkable. That Ying clone taking damage instead of herself and almost out-trading with the Ruckus with focusing lens, but it will not be enough. Largely, Northernberg's Drogos has been quiet as well. No Fusillade, no combustible. A weird decision to take Worm Jets on this map. It only really, I think, is helping in the point fight. And I think that could have been a crux of an issue too. They don't have enough burst damage like they had before, or enough area damage like they had with the combustible. There's a Tempest to keep everyone healthy. This could be it, Kret. Interlopers are looking to find themselves a ticket to Atlanta, and this might be the play that actually gets it done.
Dealing so much damage to the tanks is Spunkki, and they're gonna all go down. The Rooster is only gonna find one. Not able to keep his teammate alive as KogCog will find skillganon and Fisheko. He finds a kill as well, but it's the King Bomb. He wants to push it here. Spunkki is going big, but he's not very far back. I thought he was gonna go off, but he is gonna fall.
What? I was gonna say that stun was coming out of nowhere. Fisheko finds the kill. I was just like, if you hit that stun,
That would be
KogCog,
dope.
you are a god. And I'm calling you God instead of CogCog because of the way you've been playing Moldova lately. And you know what? It's not over. We saw this before. 3-0, 3-1 if they defend here. It's not like Flashpoint are telling themselves, we can't do this, guys. Because they know they can, but they've got to do something different at that first point fight, and they've got to get past this 10 seconds.
Yeah, but they've got the zoning, right? Like, sure, Interlopers don't have the cart all the way back there, but they still got to move forward, and that's going to prove difficult with 2 seconds left.
They're gonna get
it's going to be the Grok just running in, but he can't. Oh, it is going to be overtime.
Uh-oh, they got there. Heat Haze, so big for creatives. Big-time player. Can he find the Makoa, though? Oh, Fisheko, will he fall? He's going to fall. So will Makoa. No, gets the hook. Oh, Makoa trades out with creatives, but Unbelievable's there, and it's only Northernberg. Faenex will come in and provide the support there for the tank, and Northernberg with a salvo largely hits the shield. Unbelievable on a 2 streak, and he will fall thanks to KogCog's gourd, and the pressure, but KAmyker is here. He's bouncing back and forth. He goes into the Ghost Walk. This is Shock Pulse loving right here, but the overtime has gone so far. I don't know what is going to happen if skillganon and Spunkki turn this around. This is godlike.
But skillganon, he's just not dying. These decoys are always in the way.
He did it.
The Dread Serpent, though, right? It pushes you back, it moves you, you can't go back into the point. Overtime lasted long enough that the timer was so short, the Dread Serpent secures it regardless of the kills.
Yeah.
Great use of that ultimate, but there is a cost, right? It's 3-1 now, and now you don't have the Dread Serpent.
Yes.
Luckily, Interlopers, they only got the Tempest, so not the biggest ult in the world. Still, 3-1, your back's against the wall, man. It's always scary, but Flashpoint's been there before. They're gonna be good.
They've got the Evil Mojo. They've got the Dragon Punch. They're almost charged up for the Hexafire. And yeah, that was a Dread Serpent that said, this is worth potentially $75,000. There's no freaking way I'm letting them push this, and we need another chance to fight. And that could be the chance that they need. If they win here, a lot of pressure goes off of them yet again, because that means they found an answer, and they immediately go on to Spunkki and just get him out of the fight. Still got the healing potion available. And now, look at this, Evil Mojo just to finish off the barrack, and that's a big value ult right there, because it gets rid of the frontliner, and that's largely what they want, but they can't give up the space. Creatives here, largely free-firing, but he actually is in trouble here. Oh no, he doesn't see him. Creatives, great withdraw. He's gonna find the
good
kill.
withdraw, and now Spunkki in the back line, 1-2, get a kill, and then buckle your shoe. He's going for 3. Creatives is gonna clean that one up, and Ruckus, what's he gonna do here? Do it for the style. All right, he knows he's dead. He knows he's dead.
He didn't want to stagger that any longer, but now this is a zone. This could be the end of the game. They've got only 66%, but I don't know if they'll be able to get back. Here's Makoa. He's at least going to be able to make it to the point, but the predictable trajectory he's going to have to take is going to mean that Spunkki can get so much damage. 96%. King Bomb's here. Overtime, maybe, but he's already going to pick up a kill. Spunkki will take down Northernberg and Cephicloud. A Hexafire will be largely meaningless. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Interlopers have made land. Interlopers are going to the Master's land.
Wow. Flashpoint, man, they're so good with their backs against the wall, but it just wasn't enough. And really creatives. The final fight turned for me with that kill onto the pit. Fisheko, he was doing good. He was doing the damage, but it was the arrow right when it counted.
Yeah.
And that's what ended it up. Spunkki then flanking, get the kill on the Drogos. Such good play from Interlopers. I can't wait to see them at LAN here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting play, man. Seeing a lot of these veterans here on camera, face cam games, playing off against their old teammates, all the rivalries, really putting their skills to the test. Interlopers, you know, we had questions coming back forward and really not even looking at this at the game so much because it was largely in Interlopers' favor there. They were looked at as a team that had maybe a spark of life that was maybe a fluke. They won one weekend and then they didn't show up at all, but they show up in the last weekend. They go to 3rd place over Wolves. They win 2 games there, beating out one of the top teams as well. And then they come through here. They win the Gauntlet. They are determined. They are ready. They are a legitimate contender here, I think, to fight with the big boys in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, they looked really, really good. That second game got away from them, but I think that was Flashpoint playing up.
Yeah. Agreed.
Spunkki on the Bomb King every game, consistently top damage, but Creative's right there. The other damage dealers right there. It was a really solid performance coming out of the Interlopers. And I mean, now you just got to polish that, right?
Absolutely.
You got the fundamentals, just make everything else a little bit better, and you're good. You could go all the way.
Exactly.
Win the whole thing.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will be this game. Let's take a look at the standings and see exactly where we are for today. We've done EU. Now we've got NA to go through. Interlopers, congratulations. They are the Gauntlet winner. They will be taking the EU place at LAN, and they're going to see who they face when they get here in terms of the NA winners. We've got Panda Global versus Spooky Sports coming up after this. Kret, I know you don't really know anything about Panda Global too much or Spooky Sports,
pandas.
But you like pandas. That's what I was going to say.
It was like,
do you like them in
wasn't
Atlanta,
it Panda Appreciation Day recently?
I think it was.
That was like this month or something. So
all right.
I'm betting Panda.
Okay.
All on Panda.
He's betting on Panda.
Yep.
Guys, let us know in chat if you're betting on Panda as well. As always, take it easy. We'll be here right back in a few minutes, and don't go anywhere. We got Game 1 of the North American Gauntlet right after the break.